Hi guys, in this short tutorial we will learn how to create this map animation in the style of Iman Gadzhi. We'll do this while achieving 5 milestones, so make sure to practice alongside me. Let's have a quick look at the animation. We have a gradient map line going from this point to this, and it is guided by the camera from left to the right. Let's dive in. For step 1, we'll be placing the background. Firstly, let's create a new composition. We'll name it as map. Keep the ratio as 920 by 1080. I'm going to keep it as 10 seconds and just press on OK. Now let's drag the map to a timeline. You can press S if you want to scale it up or down. This is a free asset which I got from Vecteezy. I'm just going to keep it like this. Now clicking on the map layer, let's add some effects to it. Firstly, we are going to add tint. Let's search for tint. The first one is fine. We are going to change the white and give it a darker shade. Something like this looks good. Next we are going to add some curves. Search for curves. Let's click over here on this point, drag this down like this, then click on this point over here and drag this up like this. We have to create an inverted S like this. This is fine. Lastly, let's add the brightness. Let's search for brightness and contrast. Let's increase the brightness. We'll keep it around 50 and decrease the contrast to -50. Finally, I'm just going to arrange this a bit over here and make sure that this is little darker. Like this. Okay, perfect. This takes care of our background. For our second milestone, we'll start creating the icons. Let's go to the top, long click on this and select the rounded rectangle tool. Coming over here, click on shift and create a rectangle like this. Make sure that the stroke is kept to 0. Go to fill and this time, instead of a solid color, add a linear gradient. Press on OK. Again clicking over here, you can select any two colors that you want. For now, okay, this is blue. I'll do one thing. Clicking over here, let me make this little brighter. And for this, again, I'm going to take a brighter shade. Let's press OK. Let me zoom in. Now again, we need to go back to selection tool. You can click over here or on the keyboard, you can press V. Once you do that, you see these 2 points over here. Select the first point and you can drag it over here on the top. And next point, you can put it something like this. This will give you a much smoother gradient. Perfect. Again, right now the roundness is just set to 20. Let's increase this and you can maybe keep it around 100, or maybe this is too much. We'll keep it around 75. Perfect. Next we need a circle. For that, simply click on this and press Alt and D. This will duplicate the layer. Clicking over here, just name it as circle. As the name suggests, we want to turn it into a circle. But before that, click on the fill. Over here, we want a solid color. Press OK. Now again click on the fill. Let's make this as black. Press OK. This time increase the roundness. Perfect. We'll get something like this. I'm going to do one thing. On the first layer, instead of 75, I'm going to reduce it a bit. Yeah, around 50 looks good. Perfect. Now the only thing pending is the yellow circle. I'm going to select the ellipse tool from over here. Make sure that no layer is selected in the timeline. Coming over here, press shift and create a circle. Go to fill and let's give it a yellow color. I'm going to place it exactly in the middle. Perfect. I'm just going to name it as the yellow circle. Perfect. Now pressing Ctrl A, I'm going to select all of them. If you're on Mac, you can press Command A and press U. That way, all the layers will be minimized. So we have created our 3 layers which will make up our first icon. Now let's animate it. Before we start the animation, we want both the circles, the black as well as the yellow, to move along with the rounded square. For that, let's select both the layers by pressing Shift and taking the pickwick, let's parent it to a rounded square. We have done it so that whatever changes or animations that we do now to a rounded square, it will impact all the 3 layers. We'll see that in just a minute. So just now press on this. Let's press S. This will bring up the scale. Let me just zoom out a bit. See, right now it's quite big. I don't want it this much. This looks fine. At the start, I don't want to reveal the icon. For that, let's add a keyframe in scale. Go ahead by 15 frames somewhere over here. At this point, it can be 44%, which is the current size. So add a keyframe. You can add a keyframe by clicking on this icon. Now going back at this position, let's make this 0. Perfect. Select both of them and press on F9. This will add an easy effect to the animation. Perfect. Now one more thing that we need to add to the animation is the rotating effect. For doing that, instead of just animating it again and again, we are going to use an expression. Now press on Option and click on the stopwatch icon. We are going to add the expression. It is going to be time into 50. Let's see this. Perfect. See, till the end of our animation, this icon will keep on rotating. If you want it to go faster, we can simply make it 150. Let's see now. See, now it is rotating at a much faster degree. Perfect. This is what we wanted. So this takes care of our second milestone. By the way, if you're serious about editing and want to make 1 to 2 lakhs per month, make sure to join our community. Over here, we give you hands-on training, solve all your doubts, as well as teach you how to get clients. The link is in the description. In step 3, we'll learn how to create the gradient path. Let's get started. For creating the path, all we need to do is take our pen tool, draw the path the way we want it. Now we are just going to start drawing, starting from the yellow point. Select the pen tool, make sure that the fill is set to none, press OK. Select the stroke and we are going to add a gradient stroke. Press on OK. Let's select the colors. Again, you can choose any colors that you want. It's up to you. For now, let me do one thing. Okay, we have selected, let's do one thing. As we already have selected the blue over here, right? Let's give this maybe, greenish. I'm going to give it a greenish color. Perfect. And on this end, let me make it dark green. Perfect. So let's increase the stroke size. We'll keep it around 10 pixels. Perfect. Ensure that no other layer is selected. Click over here. Let's start it like this. If we later feel that this is too bold, maybe I will decrease the length. For now, let's just create the path. I'm going to bring this in like this. And we are going to smoothen it out, so don't worry about that. Over here, let me just quickly arrange these layers. The shape can be anything that we want. It's not that important. It's completely up to you. Long click on this. I'm going to select the convert vertex tool. If I click on this, it will turn this corner into a smooth curve like this. Perfect. So we are going to keep it as simple as possible like this. Let's name this layer as the path. Perfect. Let me just quickly go over here. Instead of this darker shade, let me just select a yellow shade. And over here, you can add more colors. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking much better. Let me just quickly add 2 more colors like this. Over here again, let me select a yellow shade. Perfect. Now clicking over here, let's go to transform. Let's go to contents. In shape 1, let's make a duplicate of this. By pressing Ctrl D. We've done it so that if you see the original animation, right, in that there is a path which is in gray and behind it we have the gradient line. So that is what we are going to do over here. So the path for the shape 2, I'm just going to name it as the original path. And for shape 1, I'm just going to make it the gradient line. Gradient line. Perfect. So let's quickly animate the original path. Now click on add and click on trim paths. Again, open up the trim paths. Before that, just one quick thing we need to do. Click on the stroke and we need to give it a solid color. Press OK. So we'll do one thing. Now click on the trim path. We're going to animate it. So let's see. Once we have this, at the same time, at around 15 frames, this line should start. So we'll do one thing. Add a keyframe in end. This can go up till 4 seconds for sure. At this point, it should be 100%. Now coming back to the starting, let's make this 0. Perfect. Now we need to do just one more thing. Go to the gradient line. Let's open this up. Just again add the trim path in that line. Open it up. Over here as well, we need to add the keyframes. But instead of 15 frames, we'll just add it little ahead. Between 15 frames and 1 second. So that it will chase the other path. Let's do it. Add a keyframe in end. Let's make this 0. Go ahead, little ahead, then 4 seconds and make this 100%. Select all 4 of them and press F9. Right now we don't see any of our animation. If I play this, okay, I understand what the issue is. Right now you can see we have kept the original path above the gradient line. Let's simply place this above it. Now let's go back and play it. Perfect. Awesome. Now the only thing pending is adding the glow effect. Let's just search for glow. We are going to increase the glow intensity. Let's keep it around 2.5. Increase the glow radius to around 50. In fact, let's keep the glow radius at around 40. Let's see how it's looking. Yeah, this is fine. But again, I want a path to be below. So I will keep it over here, so that it looks as if it is emerging from the circle. Okay. Now again clicking on the path, let's give it a glow. Let's increase this, let's keep it around 20. Intensity can be 1.5. Let's see this. Perfect. I just feel this color, green color, right? It's too bright. So I'll just quickly do one thing. Clicking over here, I'm just going to give it a little normal color. Perfect. Let's see this. Awesome. This is looking great. So this takes care of our third milestone. We have only two pending milestones now. In the fourth milestone, we are going to add the small squares over here as well as the ending icon. And in the last milestone, we are going to learn how to go about creating all the camera layers so that we learn about how to do 3D animations. Let's quickly do that. In order to add the icon over here, we don't need to again create everything from scratch. We'll do one thing. Let's select the circle and the rounded square. Right click and click on pre-compose. Let's call it as icon, which is fine, and make a duplicate of this. Now let's just place a duplicate over here. Okay. Let's see the timings. So over here what we need to do is that when the line reaches here, at that time we want this to emerge. So we'll just do one thing. We'll keep it somewhere here at this point, so that when the line reaches, this is when it emerges. And again we need to keep it above the path. So we'll keep it over here, not really here, we can keep it here. And we need to also add the yellow circle. I purposely did not add the circle in the pre-compose because that line which you see over here comes from below the circle. So I'm just going to quickly select it, press Ctrl D, let's zoom in, let me just see where it is. Selecting that, let's just place it over here. Perfect. Let's keep it at the same point. Let's see this. Perfect. So I will do one thing. I'm just going to map this to this icon. Okay, when this is coming, at that time we want this to open. So we'll do one thing. Let's select the circle, press S. Okay, at this point we want it to be 44%, which is fine. Maybe I keep this over here. I arrange this, select this and keep it over here. At the start, let's make this 0. Perfect. So now let's place it over here. Let's keep it here. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Now I will just adjust this so that, okay, perfect. Now if I say this, awesome, right? Now let's add the squares on the line. I'm going to press firstly Ctrl A and press U to a clean timeline. Now long click on this and select the rectangle tool. For your understanding, I'm just going to add maybe 1, 2, 3 squares over here. If you want to add more squares, you can do it as per your choice. Let me just go over here. Make sure that no other layer is selected. Yeah, pressing on shift, let's just create a circle. Again, make sure that this is kept as none. In the fill, keep it as normal and selecting the circle and selecting the color, keep it as white. Perfect. Let's increase the size. Maybe we can keep it around 60 or 70. Great. Now pressing V, select the square and keep it little up. Now for the squares, it is going to be little tricky. Okay, actually the size is quite big. Let's keep it smaller. Let's keep it around 50. Yeah, this looks fine. And this is in line with how we want it. So let's see where the first square will come, because what we need to do is that when the line passes this, right, at the same time we want this square to emerge, obviously. So we'll do one thing. Let's press S for the scale property. In fact, we want to use two properties, the scale as well as the rotate. So press shift and press on R. This will open up another property over here. Okay, let's firstly play around with the rotation. So rotation, initially you want it, oops, it's not rotating. From where is it rotating? Select this. Oh, okay. Not sure why that anchor point is over here. Okay, if you want to change the anchor point, you can simply go over here. Selecting the anchor point, you can bring it over here in the center. Perfect. So now, okay, I want to rotate. Okay, let's see, it will rotate by around 200 degrees. Perfect. Now let's play around with the scale. Over here, let's click on scale. Again, going ahead. At this point, it can be 100%. add a keyframe. Going back over here, let's make this 0. Perfect. So let's say this. Okay. So ideally we are little late. So we'll do one thing. No worries. We want this. Select all 4 of them and shift them little to the left. Okay. Perfect, right? Now select all 4 of them and press F9. If you want to play around with the animation, you can select the graph editor. Over here, let's go over here and click on edit speed graph. This will give you these curves like this. Selecting on this, let's drag it not like this. Select on this point, let's drag it like here. Again this point, let's drag it over here. Perfect. Let me zoom in so that you can see this properly. The square will come in. Okay. So we'll do one thing. Let's close it. Select all 4 of them and little shift it on the right, so that it will pop in at the same time when the green gradient reaches to that point. Perfect. Now maybe I will just name it as square 1. Now it's pretty easy. Press U, press Ctrl D, and just we need to shift it wherever we want. So we'll do one thing. Let's place it. Oh, not this one, right? So where is the guy? So we'll just keep it somewhere here. Perfect. Let's see this. So this is quite late. So again we'll just need to shift it earlier. It will just trial and error. You will get it. It's not that difficult, to be honest. Maybe little ahead. Perfect. I'm just going to repeat one last time. Press Ctrl D. The third one, I'm just going to keep it maybe over here at the end. Let's see this. Yeah, somewhere over here. For that, again, let's select this. Let's select the third one and let's take it little ahead. So okay, it is coming little early. Let's keep it over here. Perfect. Let's see the animation till now. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And that is how we have completed our 4 milestones. Now we are only pending with the last one. In this, we are going to turn everything 3D. In order to do that, we need to add a camera as well as a null layer. So right click over here, go to new and select on camera. I'm going to choose a 2-node camera. You can name it anything that you want. Camera is fine, it's pretty clear. And press on OK. Now again right click, new, and click on null object. We are adding the null object because we want to move the camera, right? That is the reason for adding the null object. One thing you always need to remember is that when you add a camera layer, you need to turn everything into 3D. For turning that, just select all these layers like this. See, everything came back. Also make the null layer 3D, obviously. Now all we need to do is just play around with the null layer. So let's go to the start. Oh, at the start we are still seeing this yellow color. How come? Let me just quickly do one thing. Press S, add a keyframe in scale. Go to 15, add another keyframe. Going back, make this as 0. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. Now let's start with our 3D animation. So clicking on the null layer, press on R. You can even call it as the camera tracker or camera controller, whatever. I'm just calling it camera controller for now. Okay. So that it's easy for us. Let's see over here. I'm going to bring S by pressing on Shift and S so that we can play around with the scale as well. Ensure that the camera is connected to the camera controller, obviously. Now if I play around the scale, yeah, this is clear. Again press Shift and P. This will open up the position. Perfect. Now let's add a keyframe in position. Let's go over here. Okay, in fact at this point I want the position to be like this. This is at the start. So we can do it in such a way that our camera will pan from this point and go over here at the beginning. So click over here, add a keyframe. Now going back, maybe we can just move this down. Let's see it. Perfect. Perfect. Now as it is moving, we'll move along with it. So at the start, it starts from over here, right? Yeah, this is much better. So we'll keep the scale at around 79. Now all we need to do is play around with the positions, and later on we'll add an easy effect to it. So now going to 15 seconds, add a keyframe. Going back, I'm just going to shift it little down. Perfect. Now with this, we're going to shift here. Okay, perfect. Now as we are going up, we need to go up as well. Perfect. At this point, it is going outside, right? Again, we need to move here. It is coming down. Again, will come down. Okay, as it is going right. Again, let's go to the right. And then finally, as it is going down, We'll just quickly shift this down. Perfect. Let's see this. Okay, I think so one of them, right, was not really nice. Let me just quickly give it an ease effect. Let's press F9. Let me see how it is looking. Okay, I feel we have kept too much, so we can just quickly delete few of them. So I'm just going to just have a quick look at it again. See, this is fine. Again, this one is fine. Actually, we don't need this one. Let me just delete this. So this is fine. Okay, at this point we can do one thing. At this point it can be little down like this. Perfect. And again, at the end, when it reaches to this point, I wanted to zoom out and show our original animation. So we can do one thing. Again, add a keyframe. At this point, maybe we go here, add a keyframe in scale, go ahead to this point, and here we make this again, what was the original one. Perfect. Let's see this. Perfect. Let me select these two and press again F9. Perfect. Let's see the final animation. Awesome. So our final result will look something like this. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you really like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to learn how to edit like other popular YouTubers, make sure to check this playlist. I'll see you next time.